Here's what I'd love to do. The analogy is not lost on us that in customer success, we've got to be nice. We're the ones that have to keep the level heads. But there's something else that we talked about, and it's the topic that we're going to explore big time here today is how to get out of our own way to create customer and company success. Where are some of the biggest problems? So I'm going to just leave it at that to turn it over to you and just say, why are we the biggest problems in creating success for our customers and our companies?
Oh my goodness. So you're right. That is a pet topic. And I am sorry for just waxing on and on about bouncer stuff. So when we are talking about what it is that we do as CX, whether it is individual contributors or brand new baby leads, all the way up to seasoned graybeards like myself, we have a lot of responsibilities as an organization. We've got the immediate obvious part, which is to ensure that our customers are happy and taken care of, and ideally not churning, expanding their accounts. So we've got upsell and cross sell and so on when we're talking about customer success. There's so much more to that. And we have to demonstrate our value and our raison d'etre, our reason for existing, to the whole rest of the organization and beyond. And that is where we get in our own way because we, all of us, know why we exist. And it's not just because this is our job and we like getting paid money. It's because we see that we, like, even if we didn't, if our immediate organization is not a cross sell, upsell, customer success organization, we all know that doing a very good job as customer support prevents churn. We know that it is bug finding and assisting with engineering efforts and so on. Does everybody understand? Is it quantified? And the way that I like to describe it to other people who maybe haven't understood it quite yet or are not in leadership or aren't in customer support. Have you ever been an individual contributor? Most people in leadership have at some point. When you are on the phones or answering tickets or what have you, we've all had to go and meet the customer where they live. We've had to speak their language. If it's clear they're not very technical, we've had to reduce our explanations down to a much lower level. And if they're much more technical, we can speak much more technically to them, but we have to meet them where they live. When you start becoming higher up, when you get those promotions, when you become a lead or a supervisor, director, so on, it's not that you stop having customers. Your customers become internal. And so you have to meet your customers where they are, your stakeholders, whether it's other heads of departments or upper management, so on. And if you're not speaking their language, you're failing. You're not being a good customer support person or a good customer anything.
Well, let me ask you something here because you just unpacked a lot. What I wanted to do is I wanted to stop, and there's a major takeaway from what you said there. And that is that if we are understood as a department, a customer success, customer support, contact center, whatever you want to call us, if we're misunderstood in terms of the value that we're providing, because we're talking to the highest voice of authority in the entire company, the customer. And we're having more of those conversations than anyone else. So we have the ability then to be an internal consultant to the rest of the company. But we're not being seen that way. We're being seen as a cost center that needs to be minimized, budgets reduced, because it's something we just have to have because customers are going to have questions. So the number one takeaway that I took away from what you said is if there is a missed perception about what we do, it is our responsibility to realign those expectations. If we don't, if we just continue to play the role in the box that we've been put in, then who's ever going to get us out of that? So we have to be advocates for what we know, the value that we provide and can provide. Is that a good way to rearticulate what you were saying?
in much fewer words as well. Yes, it is. So, sales, I'm never going to say sales has it easy. I hate sales. Like, I'm really, really bad at it. But it's very easy to draw a line to sales does their job, the line goes up. Customer success, usually it falls under our purview, but sometimes it's in the revenue department because it's revenue. So they do their job with expansion and so on, and lack of churn for their book of business. So their line goes up unless you are doing your job. Nobody is going to say, oh, I see that we still have customers or what have you, and automatically understand what your job is and link it to anything. It is our job to find for whatever your company is and whatever personality type your CEO or CTO or their parent company, because sometimes you're dealing with a parent company or a board of directors or what have you, what fills their cup, whatever hits their dopamine, and provide that. And if they don't understand, like I get it, a lot of times it's a bad number. It could be CSAT scores. Dumb. Like we don't want CSAT scores. We don't want raw number of tickets handled per rep. No. So it becomes our job to educate them. Again, basic customer service, customer support, customer experience efforts. Unfortunately, we never get away from that. That's our job.